Okay, let's get into this. Picture this. You've just touched down in Japan, you're buzzing, right?
Yeah.
But then, that first hurdle, how do you actually get from Narita Airport to, say, Tokyo? Or
Mm,
maybe Shiba?
uh-huh.
And you want something efficient, obviously, but maybe something that feels like the adventure's already starting.
Yeah, and what's really interesting looking at our source material here is that one of the most practical choices, the Keisei line, is framed as being genuinely part of that experience.
Right.
It suggests this route through the greater Tokyo area isn't just a commute. It's actually like part of the journey itself.
Exactly. So for this deep dive, we're going to focus on what this script excerpt reveals, the highlights, maybe some hidden gems, to show you why the Keisei line, connecting Narita to central Tokyo, is, well, more than just a train ride.
And it kicks off with a pretty big landmark, Tokyo Skytree.
Huge, yeah.
The source points it out, massive structure, one of the world's tallest, incredible city views, all that. But the real insight, I think, is what's around it.
Yes. Yeah. The material mentions this whole complex underneath, doesn't it? Shopping, cafes, even an aquarium.
Exactly. It sounds less like something you just see out the window and more like a place you'd actually, go to. And this brings up a key point from the source, the Skytree area. Often less packed, potentially cheaper than, say, Shibuya or Shinjuku.
Ah, okay.
So if you're after a slightly more chilled introduction to Tokyo, or maybe you're watching the budget closely, exploring near the Skytree using the Keisei line is presented as a pretty smart move.
That makes sense. And that strategic thinking seems to continue, according to the source. As the train moves more towards central Tokyo, you go through places like Nippori and Kyoto.
Yeah, the material flags those specifically. Says they're excellent spots for finding budget-friendly hotels.
Right.
Think about it, land at Narita, jump on this one line, and you can find reasonably priced accommodation. And it's positioned well strategically for getting back to the airport and getting into the city proper.
Clever. Avoiding those really high central Tokyo prices, perhaps.
Potentially, yeah. That seems to be the implication.
Okay, but then the journey described in the source takes a bit of a turn, visually speaking.
Dramatic shifts.
You leave the really dense city stuff behind and things get, well, greener. You're entering Chiba Prefecture.
Yeah, this part of the trip offers a real contrast, doesn't it? Compared to Tokyo's, constant energy.
Totally.
The material talks about being near traditional temples now, quiet neighborhoods, local places to eat, nice parks. It paints a picture of a different side of Japan, maybe a bit slower paced, right along this travel line.
And the standout stop mentioned in Chiba, based on our source, is Narita itself, but focusing on the Narita-san Shinshoji Temple.
This is fascinating because, for most international visitors, Narita just means the airport.
Of course.
But the source reminds us there's this incredible 1,000-year-old temple complex practically next door.
Wow, 1,000 years.
Yeah. Surrounded by these charming little streets, shops, maybe seasonal festivals happening.
Yeah.
It adds this layer of deep history and culture, just moments from where you fly in or out.
So if you pull all these threads together, the modern Skytree area is a smart alternative, the budget savvy of Nippori and Kyoto, the tradition and green spaces in Chiba near Narita-san.
Uh-huh.
The source basically argues that the view from the Keisei line is genuinely varied. It's never dull.
And connecting those dots, the core message seems to be your exploration starts the second you get on that train.
Yeah.
It elevates the simple act of getting from A to B into an active part of experiencing Japan's diversity. It's not just dead travel time.
It gives you this, cross-section, modern culture, traditional Japan,
Yeah.
budget hacks, maybe dodging the worst crowds, seeing different landscapes.
All on one train line. It really makes you think about how much you might miss if your focus is purely on the final stop, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. So thinking about that, what does this mean for you, the listener? If the train ride is part of the journey, what hidden gems might you be missing on your own commutes or travels just by focusing only on the destination?
Yeah, what other simple, everyday modes of transport around the